The Makerspace at Albertsons Library has some of the most advanced equipment here on campus. Newsline's Brittany Locke has the inside information on that. Also, there's been a little bit of a change in the alcohol policy for Boise State housing.
And the Broncos took a tough loss to the University of Virginia. Brandon Serrano, our sports reporter, has the details. These stories and more coming up on the News Week of September 27th, 2017.
Thank you for joining us on this week's edition of Newsline. I'm Doug Mason.
And I'm Joshua Margin.
Walking into the Albertsons Library, you're expecting to see hundreds of books, but you'll also see some of the most advanced equipment around. Newsline's Brittany Locke gets an inside look.
Tucked back in the corner of the library's second floor, ideas come to life.
Any idea that you have that you want to make a reality, you can come in and learn how to do here.
It's called the Makerspace, and it's made up of experienced instructors along with equipment like sewing machines, 3D printers, coding technologies, and more.
That's the beauty of the library. We're here to serve everybody.
Makerspace regular Scott Schmader says the space works for people who are spending months developing a product and also those who are just curious about trying something new.
We try to draw people in. A lot of times people will see the space and they're interested in what's going on in the space, but they may be too shy to come up and ask what's going on.
But just getting your foot in the door is the first step to success.
It's not necessarily the most intuitive thing to walk up to a 3D printer and go, hey, I bet I could use this, but they can, and we want to show them that they can.
And Scott says, learning you can leads to many incredible successes, but just as important are the failures.
No one comes in to start a project ready to fail 27 times, but that's what happens. That's how you do projects in a space like that's how you do projects in general.
But they say it's all in the names of education and fun.
Faculty members say it's the perfect time of year to try out the Makerspace. Christmas is coming up, and what is better than giving a gift you made with your own two hands? The Makerspace is open from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. During those times, any Boise State Broncos are welcome.
Lincoln Townhome residents were informed that due to the increase in freshmen and sophomores, they would be losing the right to have alcohol in their townhomes. Due to complaints over the past years about overconsumption, housing is cracking down on the 21 and over students. Some of the new rules consist of anyone 21 and over who has roommates under the age of 21 or cannot consume alcohol in the common areas or in their rooms. Also, no drinking games consisting of beer pong, rage cage, king's cups, or any other drinking games are prohibited due to the promotion of overconsumption of alcohol. I spoke with a resident of the Lincoln Townhomes, and here's what he had to say about the recent changes. Quote, I was a student in the townhomes last year, and coming back this year, I was not aware of any of the rules of alcohol changing until I had already paid in full for the next year. I can understand the desire to keep the consumption of alcohol safe, but at the same time, I feel that I am being told how I can conduct myself in my private living space. Make no mistake, I understand respecting neighbors and being responsible when drinking, but being a 23-year-old man that have lived my life accordingly. I should be free to enjoy myself as I see fit. If I was aware of these rule changing before I had returned to campus, I rather would not have taken out a loan to live here and instead live free as I choose, end quote.
Thanks to the overwhelming generosity of Boise State alumni and those involved, Boise State University has ended Extraordinary Times, Extraordinary Opportunities campaign with pledges totaling more than $52 million. The campaign lasted 4.5 years. These pledges will go directly into scholarships that will provide dedicated and resilient students the chance to go to school, and it will ease the burden of the cost of earning a degree. Here at Newsline, we want to thank all who made this possible for us here at Boise State. Now we go over to Brad Sloan for our weekly weather report. What do we got, Brad?
Thanks, Doug. With summer gone and fall officially here, weather seems to be all over the map. Starting on Thursday, we're going to see a high of 76 and a low of 48 with it being sunny all day. Friday, it's going to be a high of 78 and a low of 52. And on Saturday, quick shout out to the boys, you're going to see a high of 63 and a low of 42 with just morning showers. And on Sunday, it's going to be a high of 59 with a low of 41, going to be cloudy all day. Starting your week off on Monday, it's going to be a high of 60 and a low of 45. Going into Tuesday, it's going to be a high of 63 with a low of 44, partly cloudy all day. Then finally on Wednesday, you're going to see a high of 59 and a low of 43, and it's going to be sunny all day. I'm Brad Sloan, your weatherman, with your weather plan.
Thanks, Brad. And now we go to Brendan Serrano, our sports reporter, about the sports update that happened last week. Brendan, what's going on?
What happened, man?
Oh, man, it was rough out there. The Broncos' play really resembled the cold weather outside for the most of the night.
It's true.
It was brutal, very brutal. It was a rough night for the Boise State football on the first true day of fall as they fell to the University of Virginia in what was the Broncos' worst home loss since 2001. Hard to believe it's been that long. Ryan Wolpen got the scoring started from 5 yards out to cap off an 80-yard drive that gave the Broncos the lead, but it would not last as Virginia would answer right back with a touchdown of their own as Jordan Ellis gets in from 2 yards out that would start a run of 21 unanswered Cavalier points. As Kurt Benkert connects with Andre Levrone from 30 yards out to give Virginia a 14-7 lead. To cap off that 21-point run, Donnie Dowling receives the 27-yard pass to make it 21-7. But fear not, as the Broncos would get in just before the half on this direct snap to tight end Jake Rowe, his second rushing touchdown in 2 weeks and fourth touchdown overall. Virginia would then go on their second 21 straight point run, again to put Boise State away for good. Final score, 42-23. It was rough out there. For all of you Brett Rippon fans out there, he did get the start but was mostly ineffective and was replaced by Montel Cozart midway through the fourth quarter, as he finished the game with yet another interception and not without a touchdown. Coach Harsin and Leighton Vander Esch had these comments posted.
That was a poor performance overall, and every guy in that locker room would say that, and that starts with me, number one. And there's a lot of things about this team. There's some really good things. We've done some really good things. We got some good players. We got some good coaches, but it's all about you got to do it every day. And certainly. Playing at home and playing that poorly, that's a tough one.
I mean, it stings. I know it stings for everybody, losing like that. I know nobody feels good about it. I know everybody's going to come back, and we're going to work our butts off to better ourselves this week and learn from our mistakes this week and correct them and move on. And I mean, we got BYU to play in 2 weeks.
Fortunately for Boise State, they are off this week to get some much-needed rest and relaxation and some practice. Guys?
That's it for this week, and thank you for watching our Boise State Newsline, and we'll see you next time.